Welcome back, everyone, for another Toy Alert. This is my semi-weekly update, giving you a rundown on all the new announcements, toys that are coming out, going up for pre-order, etc. San Diego Comic-Con has passed, so we can move on to a more normal schedule as far as the toy news goes, and I got a few interesting things I want to talk about this week. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing this tiny little channel. And if you haven't given Whatnot a try, now's your chance. First-time users, you get a free $15. That's right, 15 bucks on me to buy whatever you want from whomever you want. You can buy toys, comics, whatever you can find on Whatnot. Buy it with that $15, all by just signing up below. No strings attached. Not only will you help the channel, you get yourself something free. So really, what do you got to lose? But with that all said, if you want to see this week's news, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so let's take a look at what's new this week. We are looking at the Toy Alert for August 4th, 2024. That's right, this weekend, a few things popped up, so I figured, you know what? Now's a good time to do a little bit of a news update for you guys. So let's not waste any more time, and let's just get right into it with a new reveal. So we've got something revealed over the weekend, as I believe there was a convention, this Wonderfest. We got a reveal of some Street Fighter and a Ninja Gaiden figure coming our way. So some new Street Fighter figures and, like I said, a Ninja Gaiden figure that kind of toes the line between fighting game and you'll see. You'll see in a second. Here we go. Chun-Li starting us off with the overall image, but we're looking at these are like promo pieces. They're not even done yet. They're not even fully painted. They're just designs giving you a sense of what we're going to get. Here's Ryu. I always can mess up these guys' names when I'm talking about video games. You play a video game by yourself, you're not saying the name out loud. You're just, kind of picking from the select screen, and you're not thinking of how you pronounce Ryu. But I think it's Ryu. I used to always say Ryu as a kid. Point being, pretty cool figure. He's getting his little ball of fury all ready to shoot at you. And pretty cool stand here. And you can also put them in the air with those little adjustable arms. So these look like pretty cool figures. So you got him going there. Then we have a Luke figure here with some soft goods. Looks like they're showing off. There's going to be a little soft goods jacket that you can take on and off as you're showing more of the power set along with the multiple points of articulation, all of the posable items here. Again, not fully painted, so we'll have to see what that that paint job might look like. But based off of some of the other figures, it looks pretty solid because the Chun-Li that they showed is fully painted, and you can see here, pretty well done. Yeah, she's pretty thick, so this is a very stylized version of her, and yeah, still pretty cool. I gotta imagine it's gonna be a bunch of extra bits and pieces and hands and all that kind of fun stuff that will come with these, so you can again pose them how you like, again with that little adjustable arm you can see on the base behind them, so you can pose them actually in the air if you so desire. And that's the Chun-Li figure, and there is a Juri Han figure. Again, hopefully I'm saying her name right. I always see this figure. Again, I didn't play the more later versions of Street Fighter to really get to know this character very well. I just know on the comics, they always show her, and they always show her holding like lollipops with like her toes and stuff. Just weird stuff. But yeah, the lollipop is even with the figure here. So yeah, kind of cool. Capcom giving us some more fun anime figures that you can deck out your little displays with. But like I mentioned before, on top of that, we are getting Iane. I guess if I'm saying I apologize if I'm mispronouncing these names. Totally, I really am. I need help with the pronunciations. But Ninja Gaiden figure, also part of the Dead Alive series here. Pretty cool looking figure. You can see you got the original other Ryu Hayabusa behind her because he was announced a couple months ago. But this figure here was in both game series, so you can look at it from that perspective. And yeah, again, not painted yet, but you can see a lot of the posability you'll be able to do with her, as well as the little accessories with kind of like the cape thing going behind her. Really cool figure. Would look excellent displayed next to, like I said, the original here. This one was announced just back in May, before I was doing Toy. That was before Toy Informer even existed. I didn't start Toy Informer until June. So this figure was announced before I could even get a chance to talk about it. So now I get to sneak this in, even though it's old news. Really cool figure. I mean, look at this. This is one of my favorite games as a kid on the Nintendo, the original Ninja Gaiden series. It was just so much fun just doing that side scroller action. Hard as hell to play, like hard as hell to master, but man, it was a lot of fun. But this figure is just phenomenal. Just really cool design here. You got the weapons and the holster, everything there going for it. It is not cheap. It is not cheap. I will say that. It is $120. So I'm going to imagine that these other figures that they announced will probably be in that same ballpark of around $100 plus. So yeah, but hopefully we get as much extra detail as we're getting here. Again, you saw those figures. They're like primer figures, like they're prototypes. So we won't see the final versions for a little bit, but so many cool things. Hopefully there's extra, hands, weapons, heads, side pieces. Look, he got the blades on his leg. This figure, really awesome. This one's coming in February. Don't know when the other ones are going to be released, but they did show them that they are on their way. So fun stuff to look forward to. All right, that was the reveal for this weekend that I thought was kind of interesting. But on top of that, we do have some more things that are coming soon that you could pre-order, within hopefully maybe in the next couple of days. The first one being a Hot Toys release. Deadpool and Wolverine is still killing it at the box office. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend that you do. It was a lot of fun movie. It was just quality 2 hours spent watching that flick. And as you probably know by now, we did get, well, not Lady Deadpool. I always call her Lady Deadpool because that's what she used to be named in the comics, but now she's been rebranded as just Lady Pool. So Lady Pool is getting a figure, and full figure details here announced from Hot Toys. Really cool stuff. You can see she has like that wool hair, so they're using like that functionality that we've seen here with like the Jokers that have been released lately, just and Spider-Man, even like the high quality. Like this is just going to that next level of detail with it. It's actually wool hair, like it's touchable. It's not just molded plastic. It's stylable, even I guess if you really wanted to mess with it. But you got that. You got the suit, the Uzis on the side, the two katanas in hand. This is coming out in the fall, so only a couple of months away before its actual release. And like I said, it's probably going to go for pre-order pretty soon. No exact date given just yet, but it is to be popping up for release soon. It is like many of the other figures. It's 1/6 scale. And again, you can see the posability here. A lot of points of articulation, a lot of accessories that they'll give you. This thing is going to be about a foot tall almost. So it's not going to be a tiny figure. It's going to be a good sized figure at 11 and 11.8 inches. And yeah, here's some extra little other details here that they announced with the little different heads. So you got some different looks that you can give with the mask. You've got, again, the little side arms, the pieces going there, things going in the hands, holsters for the weapons on the back, the hair that I mentioned already. And yes, you can see little Dogpool is getting included here too. So here's a little look at Dogpool. Granted, not a lot of articulation here on this little side character figure, but still a fun kind of accessory that you can get with this character. And here's a better look at them together to give you a sense of scale for Dogpool in comparison to the Lady Pool figure. Again, 30 points of articulation. This thing looks pretty awesome. And once again, it's probably not going to be that cheap, but you get what you pay for. You get quality with that higher cost and that cool kind of like that soft good like costume and all that fun stuff. It's a good looking figure. It's a good looking figure. But that, again, is to be announced soon when it's going to go up for pre-order. But if you don't feel like waiting, we do have a few things you can go and pre-order right now. You may not be able to buy them right now or have them in hand right now, but you can pre-order them right now. So what I'm going to start off with is first this Green Goblin helmet from the Legends series. So, Legends have been doing like those bigger items. You got Cap Shield, you got like the Infinity Gauntlet, Iron Man's Gauntlet, and a lot of helmets, a lot of the Star Wars helmets, etc. That Hasbro has been doing, and this is a Green Goblin one. So celebrating Spider-Man Day. If you've been reading Spider-Man, Spidey is Green Goblin business. Whatever. I'm not loving the current run on the comic books, but we're not here to talk about comics. We're here to talk about toys, And this I will consider a toy because it is a mask that you can go and play with. Yes, it's from the movie and from No Way Home as well, but also from the original Spider-Man movie going all the way back to 2001. This is the Green Goblin helmet. I know it wasn't for everyone because it's like a metal mask helmet more so than a the Green Goblin mask that might show more expressions, but still pretty cool. And we're looking at here. This came out of Action Figure Insider. This thing's gonna be 125 bucks. Yeah, so definitely not cheap, but most of these helmets are 100 plus, so it shouldn't be that surprising. And you can see since it's like the Goblin helmet, there's a lot of extra material going on there. It's not just like a simple like Iron Man thing that you're popping over your head. This has got the jet off the back and all that stuff. So getting a lot of extra plastic for your money. This is coming out in the fall as well, and I'm sure it's going to have some other little features that I'm not seeing here. Maybe with some light up ability. I don't know if there's a voice changer, but still pretty cool. You can see how big this thing is from the side and how it would go on. You're gonna kind of have like snap it onto your head almost with the little with the little guide and whatnot. Yes, there's a base so you can just stand it up if you just want to display it. Obviously, if you don't feel like wearing it around the house, but if you do decide to wear it around the house, this is how you would do it. You would just kind of go and pop it on there just like that. Kind of fun stuff. And yeah, this is some of the pictures that they had on the Hasbro site that show the size of this thing. So yeah, you can wear this around if you wanted to. And if you're curious about the little pumpkin bomb that's in this guy's hand, well, guess what? You'll be able to buy one of those too. Gonna be a little bit smaller, but yeah, you'll be able to get a pumpkin bomb too. You can recreate what Norman did to Aunt May there in No Way Home, if you so desire. This thing also coming out around the same time in the fall of 2024. So, got to imagine the next couple of months we'll be able to see this possibly on shelves or available for just immediate purchase. But it'll run you 40 bucks. And you can see here it lights up, which is also kind of cool. So, light up features, always nice. But, 40 bucks, little pumpkin bomb, just something else you could put on a shelf or, again, role play as you wish. Up next, I've got another item that's coming up for pre-order soon. This is or I'm sorry, you can pre-order now, not pre-order soon. You can pre-order now. You'll have to wait a little bit to get it. This is Godzilla Kong, the new Empire figure. So pretty awesome looking figure. My son looked at it. He's like, "Oh man, I want that." But I'm like, "Buddy, it's not as big as you think. It's not going to be a huge, huge figure. This is going to be $51. It's coming out first quarter of next year." So you got to wait until winter time before you'll be able to get this, maybe even early spring. But 51 bucks, and it is a 6-inch figure. So not gonna be a big guy. Gonna be more on the smaller side. So 51 bucks, but you are getting multiple heads, extra hands, you're getting the weapons. So it is kind of like almost like a souped up deluxe Marvel Legends figure, I guess. Size wise, etc. 51 price is on the little higher end for something like that, but it is pretty well detailed. If you look at all the fur and the hair on Kong here, yeah, it has extra little bits of of detailing there. So yeah, price seems about fair. Looking at some of the other pictures here, very posable, very articulated. You can do a lot of things with this gorilla and get him all set up, have him charging at you if you want that too. A lot of cool stuff. Again, this is a fun movie. I mean, it wasn't Shakespeare or anything, but it was a lot of fun. Godzilla and Kong. But yeah, get him ready to fight, and yeah, you give him that axe. So let him go to work. It's a cool figure. 51 bucks. You can pre-order it now, and you got to wait until first quarter next year to get it in your hand or put it on your shelf, whatever you plan to do with it. All right, sticking with this movie idea. I do love movies, as you may well know by now. Big movie fan. So a lot of these things related toys and figures related to movies, they always catch my interest. They always catch my attention. And as soon as I saw this, I got curious. I'm like, you know what? I might need the Blues Brothers. So yeah, we're getting Jake and Elwood from McFarlane. He's been doing these movie maniacs for a while now. Yeah, mostly on the horror side of things, but yeah, occasionally you get a fun little comedy thing here. So we got Elwood and Jake. You get them both in one package together. This is up again for pre-order. 50 bucks for the pair. $25 a figure. That's about par for the course these days. It's releasing in September, so you only got to wait another month or so for it to actually come out. So you can order it now. You have it in maybe a month or so. Not too bad. And yeah, pretty cool. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of extra things. I mean, they're the Blues Brothers. They sing and dance. Outside of putting a microphone in their hands, there isn't really anything extra you can really do for these guys, unless you want to do the whole setup with the the chain fence in front of them, and they could play rawhide or something like that, like on the base. I don't know. I'm thinking outside the box of extras they could have done, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. $50 come out next month, and yeah, you can even leave them in the box. You can even leave this one in the box and display it like this because you can see the figures inside, which is always nice. I am really looking forward to this next movie, Alien Romulus. I'm a big fan of the Alien series, and this looks like it's getting back to that kind of same tone of like Aliens and whatnot. I mean, Resurrection wasn't my favorite. Alien 3 also was a little wonky, but a lot of good films that have come out of it. There were good bits with Covenant and whatnot, but a lot of kind of dumb stuff too. Hopefully, this goes back to some of the cooler aspects of the Alien franchise. But Romulus, I am looking forward to it. And here we're getting from NECA a 7-inch figure coming out with it's like a battle damage version. So I know they've already announced a couple of other Alien figures already, but this one is the scorched Alien here. And look, you got a face hugger, plenty of hands that are coming with this thing, even a chest burster down below that you can have scurrying and scuttling across the your tabletop or whatever. A lot of cool stuff, and it's only $40. So $40 ain't a bad price for a 7-inch figure here with all of these little extras. I know most of the extras are just hands, but I mean, you're not going to have a lot of like extra faces. I mean, it's an alien, right? I mean, what else do you want it to do? But you can apparently pop off. You can see the headpiece plate where you can have that like damaged scar bit right there, or you can have like, I guess, the nice clean like looking version. To give you a better look at the figure here, you can see posable, standing. You can use the tail to help balance this guy, which is probably going to be needed because they are pretty lanky. The aliens are pretty lanky, but really, really well detailed. And like I said, for $40, you're getting a lot of detail here. Look, there's that scar going down the front of its head. Really cool look there, and yeah, not too bad. So that one's coming out soon too. On the Lego side, it's also sticking with movies. A lot of movie stuff this week. But the Lego side of things, Jaws is now available. I kind of want this. It's just a fun little set. I mean, love this movie. How can you not enjoy this movie, especially in the summertime? Like, I know, like, oh, you don't want to go swimming after watching it, but it's a movie. It's a classic. It's one of the best. So Jaws Lego set. Yes, it's $150, but 1,400, almost 1,500 pieces. So it meets my criteria for Legos. I got a little math problem that I always tell my son when we go shopping for Legos. I was like, buddy, I don't want to be paying more than 10 cents a piece. So if I'm paying $150, I want 1,500 pieces. If I'm paying $100, I want 1,000 pieces. Breaking it down like that, because sometimes some of these figures and toys are you're paying so much more for the for the IP, whatever it might be based on, like the X-Men, like the Blackbird, the jet that they have. That one's like a $70 like toy or whatever, like a $70 set, but you're only getting like 300 pieces. I'm like, no, the math don't work out there for me. I want 10 cents a piece. That's what I feel comfortable paying, and this thereabout meets it. And it's pretty cool, display setup. You got the boat, you got the shark, and you can even have these things set up differently and apart from each other. So you can just build the shark and just have Jaws on its own. It's available now. You don't have to have it on that whole full-on display set. You can have just the boat, the orca, and just have that on another part of the room. You can spread them out if you want to. And you get the fun little figures here. You got chumming away, shark popping up. Classic stuff you can redo with this. And just to give you a sense of scale, there's a shark. Here's your minifigs. So you can see what we're talking about here. So you can again see the size of what we're talking about with the figures. And yeah, do the full-on display if you want it with the whole base of the scene. A lot of fun here. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of want it, but I don't know where I would put it. I'm gonna have to redo this backdrop one of these days and get all these fun things up, because you can see I still got this Lego Voltron. The big guy I got to still build with my son one of these days. It's just until we have a place to put it, I said we can't build it. Plus, it also says 16 and up, so I'm telling him he's not old enough yet to mess with it. So I don't think that's going to last for too much longer. That he's going to buy that, but for now, I'm sticking with that story. All right, I think I got one more bit for you here. I think it's just one more, but we're getting some more football players. So we've got some new figures coming from McFarlane on the football side of things. I used to love the original starting lineups. I know they weren't very well done or articulated or anything like that. They were not even very good likenesses for the figures, but they were a way that you could, display your favorite players like, on your shelf when you were younger. I used to like that. They've gotten much better over the years, obviously. And here is the newest iteration of the football, the sports picks. Interesting choices here. We got another 9 players coming here. You got Tua Tagovailoa, you got the Kelsey brothers, you got Brock Purdy, you got Aiden Hutchinson, C.J. Stroud, and Jordan Love. Wait, I'm only getting 7 figures, but yeah, okay. So 9 figures, but really 2 of them are duplicates. Okay, I see where we're going with this. So yeah, so you're getting special versions of Hutchinson and Love there with their alternate unis. If you want to go and search for those gold label specials, it's kind of fun. But yeah, Kelsey would have been good last year, but since he retired, I don't know. Uh, it's a little late to the party there with Jason Kelsey. That is, Travis is still playing, but yeah, I think last year would have been a better release time for these, but with that said, I'm also in the Philly area, so I do like Kelsey. I think it would be a cool figure, and I do like the old school Eagles uni that he's wearing there, from the Buddy Ryan days. But these things coming out in September, just in time for football. Stroud, he impressed. He impressed last year. I'm going to see a lot of people going to have high expectations for him this year, and I could see a figure like this being one of the favorites out of this batch because young players usually do well as far as sports collectibles go, whether it be cards or whatever. And I remember back in the day, starting lineups used to be a big deal and a thing. I'm even considering doing a top 10 toys on starting lineups. My buddy JJ recommended it. I'm like, you know what? That might be a good idea to do it just before football season starts. I just got to do some research to see which ones are the best selling ones. Hopefully, guys will be into that. Let me know if you think it's a good idea down in the comments. But yeah, here we go. We got Stroud, and just to give you a few more close-ups on some of the other figures, here's Kelsey. Probably one of the best tight ends ever, and his brother, one of the best centers ever. I love this guy. Like I said, I'm from the area. Even though in my heart the Jets are my team, it's a long story. I blame my dad, but I grew up in South Jersey, just outside of Philly, so I've always liked the Eagles because they're the team. All my friends would watch them. We'd watch games. But yeah, Kelsey, he's one of the best. And Hutchinson, I know Marco, my buddy Marco over on Renovision. He's in the Detroit area. He didn't love this pick. He doesn't like this guy for one reason or another, but I still think he's pretty good. And I think it's kind of fun that they did give the alternate uniforms here. So here's the Hawaiian blue, that you would get for the regular Lions uni, and then they do have the alternate black version that you might be able to go and search out. Again, these would be kind of like those special pieces that people kind of hunt for, like the alternate versions, the variants, if you will. And I could see this being popular too, especially with that blue helmet. Like the helmet with the blue, it's a different look for the Lions. I think it's kind of cool. And I think the other one was Jordan Love that they did, but I didn't want to do all the figures here because we don't want to do a whole thing on the sports figures. But we could, and maybe I will sometime soon. Like I said, you let me know if you want to see that, and maybe I'll think about doing a top 10 toys on that. But for now, that's all the toy releases we got for this week that I thought were worth talking about. Maybe we'll get some more in the middle of the week. Maybe we'll have to wait completely until next weekend. I don't know. But until next time, this has been your Toy News Alert, and I'll see you all soon with some more content. All right?